because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.
This is Colm McGuigan for IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Everlast. Delighted to be joined by Colm Moretti. Carl, unbelievable fight. How good was Teofimo Lopez tonight?
Really good. I mean, he's really good. You saw his athleticism, you saw his speed. He can throw every punch there is. He can box, he can brawl, he can counter, you know, he can be the aggressor. Whatever he wants to do in the ring, he showed he can do it.
It was an exceptional performance, and I don't want to take anything away from that with this comment, but does father time and time outside of the ring maybe play a part in this for Josh Taylor?
Doesn't help. You know, I mean, it doesn't help. You want to have more of a rhythm and timing when you're going to fight somebody like this, but you know, it is what it is. I don't know if it would have mattered tonight, but it doesn't help, that's for sure.
What did you make of the judges' scorecards? I mean, 115, 113 for me was very, very, I had it personally 9-3, so for me, 115, 113, how do we eradicate this out of the sport?
They stunk. You know, it wasn't even close to that score. I had it 9-3 myself. If you want to go 8-4, because Teo took off a round or so, fine. But, you know, that you want to talk about guys not fighting each other. The bigger problem is when they do, judges sometimes can't get that right. So, you know, I think that people have to sit down and say, you know, put them on the bench for a while, you know, and say, you guys, you know, I don't know what you're looking at, but you're not welcome back type of thing.
Teofimo, what's next? I spoke to Jose Ramirez. He said he's got one deal left for you guys. He wants to fight him next. Is that a possibility, or will we look at the Devin Haney fight?
I think everything's a possibility right now for Teofimo, and it's up to Teofimo what he wants to do. You know, so there's plenty of options. He's the king of the division right now, and let's see how many people actually want to fight Teofimo. And I mean, like, yeah, they say they want to fight him, but when it comes to negotiating, you know, is the fight not even getting started because they're just asking for ridiculous stuff? So that's the interesting part to see.
Josh Taylor, where does he go from this? Maybe move up to 147, Catterall rematch?
Fuck Jack. I mean, I don't know about Jack Catterall rematch. I guess eventually that's a sellable fight. He can do whatever he wants. You know, he can move up to 47. He could stay at 140. You know, whatever he wants to tell us he wants to do, we're behind him 100%.
I'll move on from this fight. Michael Conlan got beat by Luis Alberto Lopez. Michael, will he re-sign with Top Rank? Is there a possibility for Michael to fight again under the Top Rank banner? Where are we at with that?
I would expect him. I didn't know our contract was up, quite honestly. Yeah, whatever he wants to do and whatever that decision is, then we're behind him 100%.
Luis Alberto Lopez, where does he go next?
I mean, he'll probably be back in September. He's a tough out for anybody. You know, we'll see what he wants to do. Offer him a couple of names and go from there. But he's pretty solid at 126.
Lopez showed he is by far, I think, the best in the division. Would you like to see maybe him against Robeisy Ramirez?
Eventually, I don't know if it's next because guys have to deal with mandatories, but I think in 2024 we'll get to that. You know, Robeisy's got a fight coming up in Japan. He'll probably come out again the rest of the year. So, yeah, that's a big fight next year.
We've seen Lee Wood here tonight. Is that a fight that you would like to see Michael Conlan get that chance at revenge with Lee Wood down the line?
It's up to Michael. You know, I mean, he does have the belt. It's a rematch that'll certainly sell. It's a big fight over there like it was the first time. Let's see.
I think it's actually even bigger now, and I'd love to see it. I think under the Top Rank banner, that fight in the likes of Madison Square Garden, could you imagine the atmosphere for that?
No. I'm still getting over Belfast, but this place would be crazy.
Last one from me. Spence Crawford's been made. Terence Crawford, someone that you worked closely with for years. How do you think that fight goes?
Crawford wins it any way he wants to win it, by knockout or decision.
Carl, thank you very much for your time. Really appreciate it.
Yep.
Because I refuse to not be first.
Do we do enough? Well, I never shut up about it.
It must have been about 16, 17. We nicked their guilt rings. Right, the bouncer's guilt ring.
This is no good for me. That's the reality. If you want the honest truth, and I see it every day.